Hello everyone, welcome to Shatteredfriend Gaming for another episode of Life Lessons. This time, like I said in a previous rambling video, it's going to be over nutrition. And today, I got two people to help me talk about that. Because I don't know jack, and that's fine, I'm learning. We have, do you want to introduce you guys, yourselves, or?
Yep, I'm Gaston and I sound like this. But as I relax, I'm going to sound more like this.
You sound exactly the same, but that's fine. The voice you're currently hearing right now is amazing. Is gin tonic. You're not gonna hear too much of me, but when I do speak, hopefully it's not too disinteresting to you folks. So.
Oh, I don't think anything will be. It's purely informational because, like I was saying earlier, I don't know jack. You guys have kind of a history with it of nutrition.
Some background, yeah.
Yeah, so
I was on my way.
Yeah, I'm still am a little bit.
It can be on my way.
So what are you guys doing? Like, what is nutrition? The only thing I understand about nutrition, it's pretty much just everything that your cell intakes and eats.
Interesting thing. Go ahead, Jim.
Because it's just put good things in your body and you're just gonna feel really well. It's just hard to because shit's way more expensive than just going to McDonald's and getting some burgers and fries. Like, it feels like it all at once. It feels like it's expensive. It's just expensive all at once is the issue. It's just you just gotta drop like $60 on groceries all at once, but you're just gonna eat forever. Just anyone listening who is like just starting out on your own, like, dude, bite the bullet, be a nerd, and coupon.
There's nothing wrong with coupon.
It's gonna save you money.
It's awesome.
It's gonna save you money and you're gonna eat really well.
Hell yeah.
Eat super good.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's the main reason why people aren't really good nutrition is there's an overabundance of relatively cheap fast food.
Easy,
tastes good, easy,
like that
doesn't take work to
Mickey
make.
D's.
Mm-hmm.
Just pop in the microwave, pop in the oven, really easy. Even though you can just do the same thing with like a roast or a chicken or like.
That just comes down to at that point. I see
right,
why people don't want to do some good. Yeah, it's just more convenience.
At that point. Like,
right,
it'll take you, because it's crazy.
It's not even gonna take you that much longer.
It could take you 15 minutes to a half hour to say go to McDonald's and grab like a couple of McChickens, some fries, and a couple of drinks. Whereas it could take me anywhere from like I swear to God I can do this too. I can prove it. It'd take me like 15 minutes to wash, cut, and like fry chicken chunks to eat and make rice on the side. That takes me only 15 minutes to a half hour at most because you want to make sure everything's cooked properly, of course. It's just it's crazy how like we think we've evolved to become so time inefficient that we actually believe that running to McDonald's takes less time and can actually turn out to be better for you in some aspect than just actually making a meal at home, which takes about the same amount of time, if just not a little more. And if it takes just that, or a little more actually, and if it takes just that much effort, that little extra bit of effort, is it really that? Is that like the 5 minutes you needed to like, I need to stay in bed, or is that like, just get up and do, I guarantee you, if you just get up, open your fridge, and say, I'm going to make something, and grab the first thing that comes to your mind, you just make it. There you go. You just saved like maybe $10 from spending McDicks, and you've also saved yourself several hundred, if not a couple thousand calories. Just
It'll all be good calories too. Like,
yeah,
you can even just load it up a little bit as long as you're active. Just be active, nerds.
It's ridiculous.
That's the other half of it, because like there's no point.
So, hey, you guys talking about calories? So like, the good calories just come from the good foods, like the pyramid is.
Well, calories are calories.
Calories
are calories. This is the crazy thing about that. A calorie that you see on a box of like cereal, or maybe the calorie count on milk or whatever. An actual measurement. There's a difference between the C's, little C's and big C's. A big C, or a big calorie, is equivalent to about 1,000 of the little ones. So when you look on those labels and you see calories with the big C's, you can actually, and this is just fun science. You actually do not need to know any of this at all whatsoever, by the way, because it's just another conversion. You could literally convert how many joules of energy you can take in, and then how much you can expend with exercise. It's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. You can get really down to
it. Into it. You can get really deep.
That's
into
like that.
it.
That's like that micro. That's that micronutrition shit.
I'm
where
talking
you're
about caloric intake. I'm not even talking about like supplements. Like when you say nutrition, I think of like nutrients, things like that, diets. You know,
eat well,
exercise plans, sleep regimens. You know, blah 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 blah.
And it's
blah,
not
blah,
even sleep, and it's not even like diets. It's just
habits.
Stop eating bad food.
It's just habits. It's
just
a list of habits you need to break, habits you need to make.
Well, then how would you break and make?
Start slowly.
How would you go about it,
How
personally?
would I go about it?
Yeah, personally. Because you seem to know a lot.
Don't put cash in your wallet.
Yes. Oh, no. Actually, yes. Put cash in your wallet. Do not use your card.
I was like, what about the card?
Refrain from using your card because studies have shown. You both know this. For anybody at home, studies have shown that you actually feel pain, almost a feeling similar to actual physical pain when handing someone money because of the thought of loss, and that's just a human reaction. You don't feel that when you stick a card in something or swipe a card. So have cash on you at all times. Me, I always I get tips. I work at a gas station. I'm a nerd that works at a gas station. I deliver pizzas, but for some reason we deliver pizzas at a gas station. It's fucking weird. We live in the Midwest. It doesn't matter.
It's a little place called Casey's.
A little place called Casey's.
You may or may not be familiar with it.
You're welcome for the advertisement, Trish. But the money I take from my tips, I would typically use to eat with. And a reason being because if I'm using money that I didn't have anyways to something useful like actually eating, I'm saving money because that's a budget right there. That is a physical limiting budget right there. It's telling yourself, I will not use my card. I will spend, like, if I'm hungry and need to get something to eat, this is all I got for several days. So something like that would be a step in the quote unquote right direction. Another thing, a habit takes approximately, about, I say anywhere from 15 days to a month to actually break. Like 15 days to a month to break a habit completely.
Yeah.
And then it takes about
3 weeks to form
a good habit.
So just any habit takes
just any habit. Any habit takes, regardless whether it's good or bad. So
mindless to do something every day.
I would just start with good habits. I would start making good habits. If you can think of a good habit would be like waking up at a consistent time every morning. That means you're going to bed at a consistent time every morning, and that way you've already gotten 2 habits made. You go to bed at a good time, and you wake up at a good time.
Which is very good.
Which is a great start.
You start to feel amazing with it after a week.
The older you get, the more you need that. Just simple.
It just has to be consistent. It takes discipline, and that's the hard part. Is you just have to make yourself do it. Don't what's out. Just do it.
Yeah. If you think about it, just do it. Like,
it's so dumb. Then you're gonna get up, and you're gonna eat, get your metabolism started, drink plenty of water. First thing you do, wake up, drink some water. Helps wake you up.
Nice
Eat,
glass.
go
Nice
about
big
your
glass
day.
of water.
Nice big glass of
Nice
water.
big glass of.
If you can make it cold.
Cold, warm, honestly, just water in general is amazing.
Get up early enough to cook yourself.
Great. Cold water feels amazing. You might not want to shock your system with it, but cold water feels really good. Like, that's a little.
Or are you talking about taking showers and whatnot?
No, just cold water in general.
Drink the
Cold water in general.
Yeah, it can tighten organs and things like that. It'll be like, it can make you uncomfortable to drink cold water. I remember in wrestling they recommend drinking warm water because you didn't want the temperature of your body to like change a bunch from drinking really cold water, because you know how wrestlers get when they're really thirsty. We just chug, we just throw back water. Well, then you'll get sick
If you do cold. So that's how you get waterlogged.
Yeah, basically. If you got all that nice, refreshing cold water, and all of a sudden you gotta move a lot really fast, and all those. It's not even just the differences in temperature, it's the fact that you drink a fuck ton of water too. It just makes you sick and you don't feel good at all. That's why they're like, well, if you're gonna drink a bunch of water, drink warm water, or at least not as cold water. Yeah, but if you're gonna drink cold water, don't drink a bunch of it, because you're gonna want to drink a bunch of it. It's nice cold water, and that's not a good idea. But that's just like a wrestling. That's like an exercise thing. That's like you are doing some hit means high interval
Training.
high intensity interval training, HIIT. There we go.
That's the fun stuff.
That's another habit, exercise.
Just
To
do
develop like a general exercise plan. I would set like maybe I would say maybe set up maybe 3 to 4 days out of your week, an hour a day, whether it be cardio or actual lifting. Mainly because
Learn to recognize where you're at.
oh, of course, definitely.
Right?
Yes.
Try and take that ego all the way out of it.
Oh yeah, no.
Like,
What do you mean take ego? Wait, I kind of
Like,
zoned out for a little bit. What are we talking about?
when you start exercising just to start forming healthy habits. So the three of us have become the king of tangents, but just start doing stuff, but start small if you're not sure, and then because you can just easily pick it up, but if you start heavy and hurt yourself, oh my gosh,
Burn out very quickly.
and you set yourself back. Just like same thing with the nutrition, like don't go ham, just make yourself breakfast and then make a lunch, like make an easy lunch every day. Get up in the morning, eat breakfast, just give yourself an hour. It'll be super easy. Just give yourself an extra hour in the morning.
Time management.
Make something to eat, make
Very
something filling,
important for
colorful,
exercise.
all the vegetables.
Ridiculously important.
Which time management is extremely important.
Super important. Like
Something I'm probably going to cover in another
oh, of course. That's
another video just because of how important it is.
like that. Yeah, that's
It's
that
almost
can
like
be
this.
entirely
It's almost like this.
We could
video.
make this whole entire video about time management if we wanted.
Oh my god! It's almost like this. So this episode turned into the table of contents.
a little
I
bit.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't know them, so yeah.
A little bit.
It's-
I don't
you
know. I think we're just writing it as we're going.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah. So
kinda go-
whoever
Oh,
that
of
is, or
course.
try saying that we copied your shit. I don't know who you are.
I
Yeah,
don't have
screw
any
you,
money
man.
for you to steal. So
Neither
There's
do
no
I.
money around here.
there's
Like,
no money
we're-
here, man.
we're just
so like
pro-
I'll play you a song, whatever that's worth.
I'll sing you a saucy tune.
I'll write you a poem.
There we
That'll
go.
be
Beautiful.
Yes.
that'll be compensation. That's all we got. We're just
Oh,
hippies.
yeah,
Leave us,
just a
man.
bunch of hippies. To,
No, so okay, let's go on to working out for a little bit then, since you you put that in with nutrition.
It goes hand in.
So how
it really does.
well,
what would be a good starting thing?
like I think so. Then I haven't lifted consistently in 3 years, and I'm just starting to do it again.
But isn't lifting and working out different?
Well, you
In
can
some
lift
degrees?
yes, but you can lift to work out. As in, like, I haven't exercised consistently for over 3 years, and I used to weightlift a lot, do cardio and everything. Like, in high school, I used to work out almost 4 hours a day, but I stopped, and then I went, all right, let's try and get back into it. And I would think, and I would always think like, oh, I could probably still do some of this, because like you still kind of can, but your body can't do anywhere near as many reps of like anything. Like I could probably still put up 185 once, but I'm gonna hurt doing it because I'm not used to it at all. I could still do it, but I shouldn't. I could put up same thing with anything. Like if you've stayed away from something, or if you haven't tried something, don't be afraid to start small. Essentially, just don't be afraid to start small.
Yeah.
Start small.
Start
Take
slow.
your time.
Yeah, especially
technique,
if you're
anything.
entirely
Just make sure you're doing your push-ups right. Make sure you're running with proper form, so it's less strain on your knees. Make sure you're taking your time when you're stretching, so you don't hurt yourself. Don't bounce.
Well, let's talk about proper form for running. What's that? Like, describe it.
So, what I've seen and what lets you run, what I've seen and what I've noticed from like what I learned is I'm standing up like you can see me, but when you run, you push off, right, and you want to use your big hip muscles instead of your thigh muscles. You want to use your big hip muscles. So when you pick up your knee parallel.
Okay.
Because then your thigh isn't doing any of this work, right? It's all your big hip muscle. It's helping. It's all one big dynamic motion. So you pick it up, your leg droops, and when you take that step back, make sure you have follow through. So you look kind of goofy and it feels weird. At first, that was the water jug. It looks goofy, kinda, and it feels weird at first, but then you just start sailing. You're like, why am I going so fast? And then you stop breathing because you get distracted because you're going fast, and then you get winded. Just don't stop breathing too. But you pick up your knee and make sure you have plenty of follow through on the way back, because that makes sure you're pushing off all the ground you possibly can.
Okay.
It's just like for bigger stride, consistent. You'll go you'll go further faster, and the steps you take will be more like effective and efficient, like overall. But for like getting in shape quick, I don't like distance as much because I'm a big boy. I've always been like on the heavier side, so oh my gosh, I hated running miles, anything long. Sprints are awesome.
Yeah, we're more built for that. We
Kinda.
You're on the knees to think
Yeah.
about long distance running, starting in the joints. Especially if you're a larger person,
Yes.
even if you're not larger, like regardless of whether it's like muscular wise or anything like that. If you're just a larger person in general, it's like long distance cardio is just
it's killer.
hell on your joints, especially on your knees. I would know I have very large thighs, and I brace lots of weight.
Oh,
on
like
those
tree
legs.
trunks, dude.
It's just
Like
ridiculous.
tree trunks.
And it sucks. I hate distance running. I can do it. Oh, I can get through it. It's not like I can't do that. I know I can. It's just
I hate
so
it.
much. It's you get. I hate being. I sound like a blowhard when I say this. I guarantee you. But I guarantee you, I can make you a sprint workout that
God.
would work better
I'd cry.
than having to be like a cross country runner or anything like that. You would get in shape. You would lose weight. You would be very tired. Very tired.
My gosh.
But you also wouldn't have to run like 10 miles in a span of like a couple hours.
See, but the issue
You would
is
just run a lot really fast.
the issue is like that could be like a 20-minute workout, and you'll just
That's
be
what I'm saying.
drenched in sweat,
It's
right?
crazy. It's
but the
fun.
issue is that's hard for beginners because you have to go as hard as you can the whole time. Otherwise, you're not
That
getting
the
as
height.
much
That's,
or
yeah,
really
that
anything.
leans more towards hit and things like that, and that's like an
But
end
that's what
phase. That's like an end. That's like end step exercise programs. I'm not even close to getting anywhere near that just yet. I'm trying to get back into like rise and grind, regular old. I wake up in the morning. I take my pre-workout. I go. I jog a bit. I stretch. I start doing my upper body, lower body, whatever. Right? My core. Do my cardio. Go home. That sort of thing. Lost my train of thought there for a second. I think we're talking about working out. We're talking about working out. But yeah, generally for working out, you're gonna want to start very small, especially if like that's what I remember now.
Because if it's too easy, you can always just make it harder. You can't.
If it's too always like same with cooking, same with cleaning, same with anything. Like you're using a bleach mixture, use less first. You can always add more later. If you use too much right away, you've wasted it, and then you have a bad cleaning solution that could probably eat through things. It's not good, right? Or like with sometimes too much is just not a good thing, basically. So like, and there's a difference between like ex-athletes getting back into shape after inconsistency versus someone completely new.
There is
There's a,
differences.
there's a very distinct difference.
So give us some new ways that.
Well, not even just that. It's like the weight differences. Like the numbers. Like don't worry about the numbers. Just lift the weight, and the numbers will take care of themselves. After a while, it's just like that. That's a work ethic. And that's just don't worry about the numbers ever.
Don't get in
That's
your own
not-
head
yeah,
about
don't
it.
get
Yeah,
into
don't look
it.
at numbers. Numbers are dumb. Just do what you're gonna do.
But
Don't look around the gym or like wherever you're at and be like, damn.
yeah,
Be like, dude, that guy's strong. I want to be strong
yeah,
and
like,
get there. Or
it's
like,
just-
but don't get intimidated by like, damn. How am I supposed to do that? No.
no, yeah,
Just do your weights.
That's because that's what I
Do your weights and work hard, and that's how you get his spec.
basically. And then the results the results speak for themselves. It really does. You walk in, you put your headphones on, you put your earbuds in, you just lift and you leave. And then you feel good afterwards. You're tired. Take a shower. Maybe have something to eat.
And you're wide awake all day.
And then
You've
you're
got
good to go
energy.
for the rest of the day. You have energy to go because you've released a lot of stress by putting yourself through your stressful
What if
situation.
someone doesn't have access to a gym right away in the morning?
Oh, you can do stuff at home.
There's lots of there's
You
actually a
You can do a lot of stuff at home, but you have to be disciplined and just do it every day.
It's
It's more disciplined. It's, I think, harder to start at home just because
you're comfortable.
it's easy to it's easy to just like
You're
get up
comfortable.
and then go because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm here, I have to do the whole thing. But like you're at home, you're like, I have to go
comfortable.
work out.
You're like, do I really
At
have
home.
to work out at home?
No.
There's a lot of stuff I could be doing other than working.
So you're saying just bite the bullet and still.
bite the
Get
bullet.
up, yeah.
You kind of just
Just
gotta
get
bite the
up
bullet because
every time.
if I'm
As soon as you wake up, like you said, as soon as your eyes shoot open, if you beat your alarm by 5 minutes, just get your ass up. Just get up.
It's
It's
like-
you'll feel so much better all day. So much
Because
better all day.
I'm happy you brought that point up because there's such a distinct difference between waking up at 6 in the morning and waking up at 6 in the morning, grabbing my blender bottle, and then going to a gym. There's an entirely different like the atmospheres are two completely different things from when I'm just waking up because I'm here and I have a day to get through and I'm waking up. It's time to go. Like I gotta go work out. I have to go actually do something. Like I need to go be productive. Things like that. And that just kind of you have to adopt the second atmosphere whenever you can, because the more into the lifting you are, it doesn't matter if you don't have weight, like extreme amounts of weights. You can still be in fairly good shape just by doing body exercises at a decent pace for a decent amount of time. It's crazy how in good of shape people can be just by doing things with their themselves. Like you don't need much to be in decent shape, especially if you're new. If you're new, I would recommend, especially if you're not one that wants to get a membership, I would recommend working out at home. I would recommend doing simple things like push-ups, sit-ups, body squats. Get creative, try to do some dips. If you have dumbbells, of course do some bicep curls, some triceps, things like that, right? Mix it up a bit. There's several different kinds of push-ups. You can do them like in 10 different ways. It's crazy. There's so many kinds of push-ups. Which is also good for you too. You can do umpteen amounts of like shoulder raises, shoulder lifts, and there's a lot of stuff you can. There's honestly like a lot of stuff you can do with just a couple of weights in your home. Something like a stone and I that I've shown him, that my brother showed me was
they're about $1 a pound.
Yes.
About $1 a pound.
Yes, about $1 a pound for weights. So
you literally just get what you pay for.
And 25s are pretty good for most. 20s actually. 20s are pretty good for about most.
Depending on how on how big /
athletic
strong you are.
Yeah.
If you're a farmer, as is
20s,
Shattered Friend over here. Oh yeah, 20s, 25s, easy. But like I gotta start with like 15s because it's just.
I wasn't a farmer. I was more of a rancher. We just had animals that we went up to a homestand to take care of.
Oh yeah,
which was pretty fun.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because it's functional. Because that's why you're so strong. Is because like you tossed things, you moved things, you handled animals. That's building functional strength, which is completely different than gym strength.
True.
Completely different. Because
in my opinion, functional is the best way to go.
Oh no, it's the best.
No, it's very.
If you can like.
That's why I'm more like I like doing stuff that you can do around the house. Like it's kind of ghetto, but get a 10 gallon bucket, fill it up most of the way, and just carry it.
Carry it around.
That shit's gonna be heavy.
It's heavy shit.
That shit will be heavy. And if you feel like being a boss, you can get one of those yak things.
Yeah, that's like 40 pounds.
Yeah,
10 gallons about 40 pounds more.
You get two of them with the yak going across your back.
Yeah, ooh, yeah.
That's
build those
shoulder
traps in the shoulder, place it right, and you can even squat with that.
The ear
touchers.
Do squats.
The ear touchers.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so much like if I could just shit money, like best believe tractor tire, big long ropes.
Or a sled. I would love
like a hay bale or two
so
to
happy
throw
with the
around.
sled.
what do you mean a sled?
Like a sled to pull.
Oh yeah. Oh amazing. Yeah.
Oh,
You,
just
like,
load it up.
Yeah,
and
just
harness.
Oh, dude, yeah, that would, yeah.
No,
I'm a very old school motherfucker. I'm like,
That would be cool.
Oh, it's
like,
so great for
I'm
sprints
like a
and
Rocky,
build muscle.
I'm like a, what is it, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 3. He's like in Siberia or some shit.
Rocky 3, I
Rocky
believe.
3, yeah, Rocky 3, he's sitting there, the banisters, just doing pull-ups and shit, flipping tires and shit, like lifting them up in a wagon or some shit. He's doing all kinds of crazy shit. I'm like, dude, I want to do that shit. That kind of shit looks great. I'd love to isolate myself for an entire winter in like a barn and just work out. That'd be crazy.
It'd be very fun.
You'd come out looking fucking great. You'd look like you just got done hibernating. I'm just kidding. That winter coat we all got on, that shit would be gone. It'd be like, oh.
Just come
You'd roll the door off. You'd be like, oh.
Just feed them sides of beef, nothing else.
Must breathe.
Just must breathe.
From those sprint workouts, just
you just hunt down anything and everything.
just
sleep.
starts the whole jumps.
jumping. Just like 7 of them. You just made it halfway across the country. It's fucking nuts.
California.
That's called squats. Never miss leg day. That's
Never.
Never skip leg day.
Don't
It's
be that
so
guy that
important.
skips
So
leg
good.
day.
That's a good point because it's so important.
It works so much more than just your legs.
Core. That's how you build a good core.
You know what leg day is? Everything involving your legs.
It's
Leg day is
foundation.
every day.
The best day.
That's
I can
your
miss
base.
upper body day. I don't care about that. But leg day, I'm not
every
missing
day.
leg day.
You have to. No, it's just your foundation for everything. It's the
So
ground.
good.
Like even when you bench, you get when you bench, you derive a lot of power from your technique with your legs. When you incline, legs and core go into the lift. When you deadlift, it's a lot of core and arms and shoulders, so you can pick the shit up. When you
Any sort of
squat,
squatting motion.
everything. That's
Any
also
sort
like
of
your
squatting
arms and like
motion.
your shoulders. Everything's involved too. The big dynamic motions, but your legs and core also are involved in everything else. You
And
do.
You may not notice it, but the more reps you do, and the more consistent your technique is, you will feel it. You will feel it. I do squats, and like I've been doing squats forever, and I got some pretty big legs. That's not even a thing. That's like I noticed that I'd been doing my squat workouts and I wasn't getting much out of it, right? Well, that's because I plateaued. I was doing squat workouts and it was like, oh, this is easy now. Okay. Well, that's when you got to start upping the ante a bit. So I started just doing harder and harder workouts, and then I started feeling it. No longer would I just feel the workouts in my legs now. I feel it like in the lower parts of my core now, and right here in my sides and places like that. Parts where like I have to brace myself to do proper form, and it's really nice because it helps. It's also a decent. It's also a decent source of cardio. Legs are
crazy
very
cardio.
good for cardio. If you can lift,
Your workouts don't have to be near an hour. They can be 35, 40 minutes. Just don't stop moving. And you get some... You get breathing heavy. Your heart rate stays up there if you don't stop moving for a half hour. Oh my gosh.
If you're sitting in a gym, you slap on a couple of 45 plates and you're just squatting for a solid like 15 minutes straight, it's hell.
it's horrible.
It sucks. Like that doesn't that's
great.
only about 225 pounds. You probably don't even think about it when you lift 225 pounds sometimes, but when you
We're monsters.
about
For the
145 pounds.
135.
Like for the
Yeah,
endurance,
135, or even just throw on
135 pounds, something
135,
like that.
or depending where you're at,
You're
even
just going, just proper forms.
You're like
So,
85 pounds.
How much is the bar that you guys are talking about?
45.
About 45.
Almost always 45.
So then the 135 would be...
A 45 on each side.
And when we say plate, it's just 45 pounds.
Yep. Plate
When
is
you put
45.
2 plates, that means on each side, 2. When you just 1 plate, it's still 2 plates, but when you say 1 plate, it's only 1 plate on each side.
Mm-hmm.
So like I remember
when
the
you
first
do
time. I remember the first time I benched a plate.
Yeah.
That's how you say it. I remember the first time I benched a plate, which is 1 on each side. It's stupid. It's not how.
Bench
That's
two
not how.
plates. And when I say 2 plates, I mean 2 plates on each side.
That was a good day. I remember that day.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I remember that day. That was awesome.
And when you say 3 plates,
That's cool.
it's like 3 plates.
That's what high school sports does to you. You just look forward to lifting.
Oh yeah, you
That's
love
awesome.
it
You
so
just
much. It's so
become-
good. It's so
Oh, and then
fun.
when you stop,
It's
you
so
get
invigorating.
sad.
Yes.
Don't stop, kids.
That's
Never
it's that
stop.
structure. It's that scheduling. It's
Mhm.
that
Humans like structure.
like pick
to
a
a point.
time. Like since we're like adults, and like you don't need to actually. It's crazy that adults don't need to exercise. You really don't. As long as we actually do it when we're supposed to, we do not need to exercise as much as older people, extremely older than us, and actually people younger than us. But because we're at like that nice little. We're at a very good age in our lives where our bodies haven't completely slowed down yet. they're like, hey, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? So you know, it's crazy. It's like your body trying to figure out what it wants to do, and you're just kind of like, I don't fucking know what I want to do. So you're just kind of like sitting here in this weird interstice, and it's just like, But I forgot what I was saying. Man, we are the king of tangents. Jesus Christ.
It's just
It's
went
like-
to leg
it's
day
like
into like
into
just
the
do
legs.
stuff, stretch.
Alright, well,
Leg day's important.
It's just
we
important.
pretty much covered
Yeah.
Just
some of the good stuff. Like, okay, how much servings would you say of what? Or not, yeah, like...
so flipping back
So let's
around.
say, yeah,
Well,
back to the nutrition once they're
Diet.
eating well.
And our
Going back to the actual diet, like...
whole point
We're
was
talking about buying
stick
stuff.
to it.
Yeah,
The whole
but...
point was stick to it.
Yes.
We're also
yes.
talking-
Making a
General
change,
thing
stick
is
to it. When you
yes.
start cooking, do it the next day. Do it the next day.
But
Do
cook
your
what?
best.
What is the best way if people want to say not even just build up, they just want to get in shape and they want to start cooking their own meals? what would be great starting things? We already said rice and chicken, which is phenomenal.
Just anything else.
Let's say.
But what's
anything
anything
you
else?
cook
Let's say 10. So
Because I
a
can
couple
make
things.
spaghetti, but that doesn't necessarily
Well, it
mean it's
depends on how
healthy
much
for
you're
me.
working out. That's
Time of
very
day.
true.
Time of day is important. Level of activity, very important. Portion size is important, and the actual content of the food. Probably
Okay,
the most important.
so the last two.
want
Portion
Last two.
sizes
So,
and content.
Portion sizes and content. Portion sizes, they say meat, like almost everything about the serving, about the size of your fist or the size of the inside of your hand, like this.
For me?
About that.
For
big
anybody,
around.
so like your hand.
Yeah,
so like your
for
physical.
me,
Yes.
it would want to be
Your
the
physical hand.
palm of
Yes,
my hand.
the palm. Like take the pads, that
Yeah.
area around is what you can have. Your whole palm, the base of your entire palm.
All right,
Yes.
so that's for me.
So people with big hands, you're welcome. People with small hands, sorry.
And if you have small hands, you probably don't like meat to begin with.
Because you're just okay.
or you're our
Tiny
favorite,
hand motherfuckers.
or you're our favorite man, President Baby Hands.
President Babby Hands.
President
Rest in
Baby
peace.
Hands. Rest in peace.
All right, so
Yeah, but
What
portion sizes. Typically, you want to lean if you're trying just to lose weight to get in shape. You're gonna lean slightly less on the meat. You're gonna lean a little bit more on the fruits and vegetables, but you're gonna try to keep it all as even as possible. Because if you're a normal person, giant air quotes when I say the word normal.
You're a person.
If you're a person, incredible. That's not a vegetarian, not a vegan, someone that has a normal diet, you can eat meat, you can eat whatever, you don't have any actual, like, this is assuming you can do everything, you don't have any allergies or anything, you can literally take like, what was it? Why did I lose where I was going with that?
you're talking about fruits and vegetables.
Yes, fruits and vegetables.
Oh, you'll feel full, but it's less calories.
Yes, you'll feel full and it's less calories. Lettuce, 0 calories. It's basically
Oh my
just
God, it's
solid
like water.
It's solid water. It's ridiculous. I'm not a fan of it. I call it rabbit food. I'm a big guy. I like meat.
But if you're trying to
if you're
slim
trying to
down a
slim
little
down,
bit, just throw out something
lettuce.
and more lettuce.
If you're
You know what's
looking for
super
something
tasty?
more-
Like make your like you get a chicken breast, you get a little bit of rice or like beans for
How
extra
much
protein.
rice or beans?
No, a handful.
Same?
Yeah, just a
Okay,
handful.
so
handful
just
of chicken,
general
handful,
around-
like a smaller
even if
handful of
bad,
rice.
just a spoonful.
Yeah.
Slap it on.
And if you feel like it's too much and you're really full, or like you're just like, gauge it on how you feel. But like, don't watch the best way to make sure you know how much you're eating. Don't watch TV. Don't watch anything. Put on a little bit of music.
Pre-make
actually-
everything.
So be in the
Pre-portion
moment.
everything.
Actually, be
or
present.
pre-portion everything
That
before
too.
you actually go on
But
television.
be present in the. But you
Well,
have.
I'll get
But
to-
first
I'll
you
get
have
to
to.
why.
But
I'll
first
get
you
to
have to
why.
know why.
I'll get to
You
why.
have to first. You have to know your portions, of course, or know how much each portion is, depending on how like strict and everything you want to get. But be present in the moment because it takes time for your stomach to actually signal your brain that you're full. What happens is that as you eat, the food slowly expands in your stomach and it stretches. There's like a sock of nerves around your stomach, so to speak. And as it slowly expands and starts to get full, the nerves just stretch a little bit and they start to tell the brain, "Yo, we're getting there."
You say you're good.
But it takes some time. So like that's why if you're just distracted watching TV, you're just like you almost can't help but
So
like,
that's
just
why-
shovel food in your mouth.
I was like, so that's why you finish the bag of chips without meaning to.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's
Yep, that's always why you
precisely.
finish the bag of chips or that thing.
Even though your parents yelled at you to not finish the bag of
It's
chips.
like,
Ah
You
shit.
just don't think about it. You
Yep.
just don't think about it.
It just
And
happens.
so when you reach in, oh shit.
It's like damn it.
You don't think about
All
it.
right, so that makes sense.
You know?
Yep. Be present in the moment. If you're gonna grab a snack,
Yeah.
grab a handful. That's it.
Yeah. It's either make sure you have the portions you want with you, and make sure they're portions, not entire bags of something or
Yep.
things like that.
But that's a portion.
That's the
Right,
problem.
right.
Trying to get those. I'm trying to cut those down to tiny.
The
bit.
healthy
The
portion.
healthy
Yes.
portion.
Or just get healthy snacks too.
Or just eat healthy snacks. Like
Healthy snacks.
Celery is a
Do
good
you
one.
like to? If you're decide if you're someone who likes to snack or not, because then you can just make smaller meals
Yeah.
and you're snacking
If
all
you're a
day. Like if
snacking
you're
kind of person, if you like to munch on stuff during your
like all day, yeah.
like cut a little bit back in your meal. Say you're on like I'm just gonna go with the average 2,000 calorie diet. Say you can only have 2,000 calories a day, right? That's 2,000 big C's.
Yeah.
And we don't need to do the math for that because we're not crazy. That's 2,000 calories. So basically, you can have at the very least 3 decently sized meals with 2,000 calories. I've actually got 3 decently sized meals for less than 2,000 calories before. But it's hard because the portions are not huge. They're good, not huge.
You just have to be present in the moment, take your time, and actually eat it.
Eat it. You have to just think about eating it. Otherwise, you're just hungry. Or you need to not think about eating, but be aware of yourself eating and being like, okay, I'm good. Yeah, I had that. It was pretty good. Feels good in my stomach. I'm not like hungry anymore. Good. Right? And I'll get to that too, because there's a lot of mental actual stigma that goes with eating and dieting as things you might want to avoid with that. But the main thing is we're back with what?
People in
Portions and content.
content now.
Content, I believe.
Yeah, portions seem to be just
So, like, how much of each should I eat?
essentially just a handful, and then
'cause I've
if you
heard-
follow the food pyramid but cut back a little bit, you'll be about normal. You'll be just good enough, you know.
You actually
But
be
if you-
better than average, because the
Yeah.
average over these past few years is not.
Well, I mean,
Well, I mean, like it's good for you. Like
Oh, yes,
following
no,
the food
yeah,
pyramid to a
of
degree is
course,
pretty
yes.
good for you.
Yes.
Just cut it back a tiny bit because they recommend like quite a bit. But if you're an athlete and you're looking to gain weight or put on muscle, follow the food pyramid, just like all the servings, even of the grains, because if you're looking to put on weight and you're, you know,
Very active.
at that point you're going to be very active if you're looking to like put on muscle. So you can have all the pasta. That's one thing that like unless you're super active, please don't eat pasta.
There were at least not copious amounts of it.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's not worth it.
Just
It's
a
a
little
lot
bit.
of carbs for no reason.
And
So,
you're
actually,
it just
carbs
turns
in
into
general.
sugar.
Carbs in general don't do too much of.
That's the one thing.
Carbs are very. It's like calories and carbs. Those are the 2 C's you gotta watch out for, because
Two different kinds of energy.
carbs sneak up on you. There's carbs in almost a lot of the things that we eat, especially in this area. We like bread, we like pastries, we like pasta. The
Flour and
Midwest is a
everything.
breeding ground for all of those things. We love it so much for.
You gotta be active and you'll be a big
But
boy
you
though.
need to be active, very active, very active, because carbohydrates, especially those, what is this? The cellulose, not cellulose. Those are starches. Those are just like, I think those are basic carbohydrates. It's like just glucose and.
Either way,
My brain's going on a tangent about the types of sugar. I know that the bad sugars you need to avoid are fructose and sucrose. Those are the sugars you find in like your artificial foods, like your candies, your artificial sugars, your sweeteners, things like that. Things that are just like
Yep.
your body doesn't like digesting those. It just
Yep.
takes too long.
the simplest forms of carbohydrates is glucose, simple sugars found in foods, table sugar, fructose in milk and lactose, or fructose in fruit and lactose in milk.
Fructose is good. Fructose is very good for
Yep. So like, and after a workout, that's super good for you. Like
That's very
it just
Make
simple
sure-
sugars. Like eat like a little,
Make sure you're getting it from the fruit source though, because you can find fructose in other foods that are not healthy.
True, but it's also, but I know that everybody in Madison was, and where I went to high school was really decent at wrestling, and everybody after wrestling practice eat like half a candy bar.
Oh, that's fine. Have a candy.
Right,
Things like that.
It was so good.
Oh,
it was
crazy
so good
thing.
for you after a workout. Oh my gosh!
You ever hear of
it's-
somebody named Jordan Burroughs? He was a wrestler for University of Nebraska.
So
Lincoln.
good.
He's really good. He actually won the Olympics a couple of times.
Jeez.
He's a world class wrestler
from out
and
here in Nebraska.
He's originally from somewhere I think out east, but he came here to wrestle for us in Nebraska. He's really good. Fun fact: sometimes before his workouts, he'd eat like an entire box of Peeps. We're talking about a dude that wrestles and he has to make weight at a.
Okay.
He wrestles at the highest competitive level possible. And
So he just eats the peeps to put on the weight.
No.
No?
He does it because he can.
Because
he
his
works out
workouts are
so
going to be so
hard.
intense.
He burns all of it off.
Dang.
That's
So
how
then,
tight you can make your, like, it's
Yes.
crazy how tight it can
You
get
can
to the
make-
point where you
you
can
can
be like, I can eat a
create-
box of Peeps before a workout and burn it all off in the same day.
You can
Damn.
create that metabolism for yourself.
Yeah,
you can
just-
make
yeah.
a fast metabolism for yourself.
It's ridiculous.
Even better about interrupting. But
No, you're fine.
it's amazing. You can get
Incredible.
you can create a fast metabolism for yourself. I got to a point
Just by working out a bunch.
by working out a bunch and just by eating healthy foods, just good, clean food.
Like, don't think about it too much, but think about it enough to make it a thing, right? Like, don't overthink it, because the more you start to overthink it,
The more worried you'll get about it, the more wrapped up you get about
then your
it.
body's gonna start to your body starts tensing up, and then if you do eat, it's gonna want to hold everything in. It's not gonna just let it. Like, it's not gonna let
Just work out a bunch and eat. Just work out a bunch and eat good food.
Yeah.
And don't think about it. Don't stress, and it'll happen.
A lot of stress relief.
What was that? Like my senior year in high school, I was working out like damn near 4 hours a day, and I would come home after wrestling practice, after like a 2-hour wrestling practice, and eat like a 1,500 calorie meal. I swear to God. And I used to go through a jar of peanut butter in 2 weeks myself.
Jeez.
Dude, I ate like a boss, and I was like 16-inch arms benching, like I was 185, eating like a fat ass. 16-inch arms and shit. That's where I want to get back to. But that's what you can do. You can just eat like a monster if you just work out a bunch.
Yeah.
If you just work out
Yeah,
like
work out.
consistently and very intensely. Like if you have a very intense hour of lifting, oh my gosh,
Oh, it's great.
you just
It's amazing.
Whoa.
Like a solid 15. Like my only complaint about lifting at high school is that we only get like a 45-minute time slot,
the worst.
and workouts usually take
Just 40 minutes.
Well, I mean, that pretty much covers a lot of things I want to talk about. I honestly don't have anything else I would like to discuss.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, we hopped around a little bit and just put some
Yeah,
information
I mean,
out
as
there.
long as-
But we
and-
got some good info.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's all
and
useful.
we
I
laid out a
hope
base
that,
for ideas for later for the next episode.
And we got some stories, so
So that's just kind of
always
how.
a good.
Well, I don't know why we work, but we're good at improv, I guess. All right, next one will be a little bit more guided.
But hopefully, I don't know. I need to
mean-
still find out.
True. We'll listen back and we'll see what happens. Until next time.
This has been Shatteredfriend Gaming, and thank you for watching. Everyone have a wonderful day. Peace. I hope you all enjoyed that little segment of enlightenment with everyone talking. That's pretty much everything I have for this video, at least for talking wise. Please let me know your guys' thoughts. It was pretty fun. I want to do this again with them, but we're going to have to come up with another idea for life lessons. But yeah, otherwise, I hope you all enjoyed it. This has been Shatteredfriend Gaming. I already know I did an ending with the guys, but I'm doing one by myself. But this is Shatteredfriend Gaming, and thank you for watching. Bye.